All right, Nora, here we are. We're live. Okay, you know what that means?
Yep, it
Oh,
means it's around the whole world.
the whole world has seen this. So we decided today that we wanted to talk to kids about coronavirus, right? Because last night we went to bed and you said a prayer in bed, and I remember what you prayed for. You prayed for the coronavirus and that no more people would get sick. And she drew me some pictures about that as well. And so I decided to do this today. And I asked her mom, my wife, if you could come down to the office to help me. So she came down to the office today. This is such a nice break for me to see her. So this is Nora.
Mm-hmm.
How old are you?
7.
7. And where do you go to school? What's SFC mean?
Sioux Falls Christian.
Sioux Falls Christian. Who's your teacher?
Mrs. DeYoung.
Mrs. DeYoung. So Nora is 7, and then I have a 11-year-old son named,
Max.
and a 14-year-old daughter named.
Jade.
That's right. So I thought what we could do, kids, because you're probably hearing a lot of your parents and adults talk about coronavirus, right?
Mm-hmm.
And do you really know what it is? Do you know what that even means? Because everyone's talking about it.
It's like a flu.
It's like the flu kind of, yeah. So you can get sick with it, and it can make you hard to breathe, and it's a respiratory disease. A respiratory means it's in your lungs, and you can make it hard to breathe. And everyone gets sick sometimes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but the thing about coronavirus is if you're maybe older or if you have bad lungs,
Like if you're like 80 or older.
yeah,
Like an
elderly, right? If you're older, you may have weak lungs. And so if you get coronavirus, it can be it can be bad news. And it spreads really quickly right now. And so that's why we're doing things like we're keeping people away from each other and not having you go to school and things like that, because we don't want you to catch it right now while the doctors are working to come up with a way to like fix it, right? So what happens if you would get coronavirus? Or what if your grandma catches it, or your mom or your dad? What do you think?
really sick.
You,
You have to stay home. Like on TV, Christine, she said that you'll have to stay home if you have a bad disease.
that is exactly it. Did you hear that? Christine Olsen, you have to stay home if you're sick. But a lot of people get coronavirus and they're all better. They don't die from it. They don't even, some maybe don't even know if they have it. So especially you young kids, you're so strong and big and tough that you may not even know if you have it, but for older people it can be more troubling. We also have so many good doctors and nurses in our city. We have so many that are ready to help people if they get sick. So yes, we'll talk about that. Talking about washing your hands. So we talk about, maybe you've heard the term social distancing. Have you heard that?
Yep.
That means you're supposed to stay away from people. Okay, I can be by you because you're my daughter, but you should try and stay away from people, and that's why you're not going to school right now, right? So here's what you can do to help, because this isn't just up to the mayor to work on this, or the governor, or doctors. This is up to everybody to help. So here's some things that you can do. What's one thing you think you can do to help?
Wash your hands. I just said that.
Wash them really, really, really good. And sometimes you do this. You wash your hands like this real quick, and then you're done.
Yeah,
How long do you think you should wash them for?
20 seconds. You can rather say happy birthday or ABCs.
This bingo. And then you wash them, you sing that song, and your hands will be clean. So you can do that. You can also, what if you have to sneeze? How are you supposed to sneeze? Let's do it, right? Into your arm. You should always sneeze. And also, do you think it's important to eat healthy? Yes. Do you eat healthy?
Kind of. I
Kind of.
eat junk food.
There's sometimes. So here's what you can do as kids. One, don't be worried about the coronavirus, okay? Yeah, there's a lot of people are working and taking care of it right now. You can also be positive and be happy because right now your routine has changed. You maybe want to go to the store and you can't go. You maybe want to go hang out with a bunch of friends. You can't go. You maybe want to go to school and go back to school. Group of people. Right, right, exactly. Like not a big group. So you can go outside. We're going to have nice weather again this weekend. Go outside, walk a dog, play in your yard, ride your bike, right? Do things like that. You can maybe read books, okay? It's a great time to get a lot of reading in. Readers are leaders, I always tell kids. So it's a great time to read. You can also go to our city library Facebook page. Ask your mom or dad. You can go over there. And we have some live programming that we started doing on the city Facebook page. So that's really important as well. So some kids have asked me some questions, okay? Should we take a couple questions? Okay, first question someone asks, how long will it take to know if the virus is gone? Okay, so the virus right now, it's in the US. Will it ever be gone? Well, it could be that this is like just a new virus, like the flu, and we have to get. Isn't that something? It came all the way to Sioux Falls from China, and that's just sometimes just by touching people, or it can spread. So that's why we're. Yeah, yeah. Correct. So that's why we talk about hand washing. Hopefully, guys, in a few weeks, kiddos, this will be behind us. Okay, that's what we're hoping for. We just have to do some things right now, and I know it seems like kind of a pain, but in a few weeks, hopefully, it'll be behind us. Okay. Some other kids have asked, when will the schools know? Will I have school? I mean, next week school's canceled. Am I going to have school after that? Well, right now, most of you will have school canceled through next week, and that's as far as we know. But it could be that school may be canceled for a little longer. If that happens, we're going to start trying to find new creative ways for you to learn and get learning through the computer, things like that. Right? Are you doing some work at school or some homeschooling?
Yeah, we're doing it.
A lot of reading. That's great. So I would say you'll know fairly soon, kiddos, if there's going to be more school canceled. Now, if school's canceled, do you think that means it's like a party, free for all? You can just go out with your friends and go to Sky Zone and Air Madness and go to the mall. Is that what we're supposed to do? No, you're not. You're not. We gotta kind of stay away from people. Doesn't mean you can't go outside. Doesn't mean you can't read books. Doesn't mean you can't do all those other things.
We didn't just cancel it because you can do anything you want. We canceled it because of the coronavirus.
Right. It's not just canceled so you can do anything you want, she says. And that is exactly right. Okay, so let's see. There might be a few questions that people are saying. You know what? Most people are just saying hi, Nora. Man, a lot of people saying hi, Nora. Some people say I can't hear when you talk, so you have to talk a little louder. Could you talk louder? She's trying her best. Okay, so here's what I thought we would do. Before we're done, I'm going to say a few more things, and then we're going to read a book, a great book. We're going to tell you about this book. So here's what I want you as kiddos to remember. One, do not be scared of the coronavirus. We're good. We got great doctors, we got great nurses, we got great policemen, firemen, ambulance people that are taking care of people in our city. So Sioux Falls will be okay. So I hope you know that. All right. And if your mom or dad is maybe a doctor or a nurse, you have to tell them thank you because they're really doing a great job with this. Okay. You have to also remember that your elected officials, like your mayor and city councilors and your governor and your president, are doing everything they can to get rid of this thing. All right. And we're working really hard to try and get rid of it. And so if you say bedtime prayers at night, if you ever do that, you should pray for our president for this. You should pray for our governor. They got hard decisions they got to make, right? Louder? What?
Like at home, President Trump was talking about it.
Yeah. Yeah, he talks about it a lot. Okay, so we're going to end our time today by reading a book. It's one of Nora's favorite books. It's from her room. This is called
My No No Day.
My No 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 Day. And here's why this is a good book for us to read right now. Because you're going to see this girl's having a pretty bad day. Okay? And some of you may think you're having a bad day. You're missing your friends, you're missing school, you're missing the ability to hang out and go outside. Well, you can't go outside, but go to other people's houses in big groups and go to the pavilion, go to parks. It's not that bad. We'll get through it, just like this girl's going to get through it. So we're going to read this book, okay, by Rebecca Patterson, My No 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 Day. Okay, here we go. Yesterday, I woke up and Bob was crawling around my room, licking my jewelry. So I shouted, "Get out of my room!" Then I came downstairs and saw that egg. I cried and said, "I can't eat that." And Mommy said, "You could eat it last week. Look at Bob eating his mashed banana." After that terrible egg, I didn't like my shoes either. I took them off all by myself, shouting, "No shoes!" And then we had to go shopping, and Mommy said, "Please stop wriggling, Bella." But I couldn't stop wriggling. And in the end, I shouted, "Get me out!" Mama said, "You will give Bob an earache, and you are giving me a headache." And Bob poked me and said, "Ear." Bob. Bob's a funny name for a kid, isn't it, Nora? Yeah. At lunchtime, Sasha and her mommy came to play and have some peanut butter and grapes and a cookie. But my cookie broke. Then I couldn't play nicely, and I kept saying, "No, you can't beat princesses." And in the end, Sasha and her mommy went home. In the afternoon, it was my ballet lesson. I said, "Ballet is too itchy." But I was very loud, and Mrs. Clark stopped playing the piano. And Miss Louisa said, "Dear, oh dear, perhaps you should sit in the corner then." Whoops, here we go. On the way home, we met the lady who lives next door, and she said that Bob was the sweetest thing she'd seen all day. And she said, "And how was Bella?" I was a very long way behind, so I had to shout, "I have a hurting foot." And Mommy said, "Can I keep my voice down? And could please stop lying on the sidewalk?" Oh, that's a tangent. Then it was time for my supper and my bath, but those peas were too hot, and the bath was too cold, and I was too wet, and it was too minty, the toothpaste. After that, I rolled and rolled and said, "No bed, no, 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 no bed, no, no." And Mommy said, "Well, I think someone needs to go to bed. Do you ever not want to go to bed like this?" Yes. But I rolled all over my room, and then I rolled into Bob's room, and I said, "Bed is for babies." And then I yawned, a little yawn. Then I crawled into my room, and Mommy said, "Who wants a story?" And I said, "Nobody." But she came into my room anyway, and we cuddled up and had the best story about fairies and cake. Yeah. I yawned again, and I said very quietly, "Today was a very bad day, Mommy. Sorry." And she kissed me goodnight. I said, "I know, we all have those days sometimes, but perhaps you will be more cheerful tomorrow." And I was cheerful all day long. The end. So
She learned her lesson.
She learned her lesson. Here's the point of this book. Maybe having a bad day right now, right? And you're maybe sick of being cooped up in your house, but I need you to stick with it because we're going to get past this coronavirus. It's not a big deal. We'll get over it, and then we'll get back to school eventually. We'll be outside and playing, which you can do already. Be able to see our friends again, and we'll fix this coronavirus thing, won't we, Nora? All right, you guys. I will. I'll try. So over on for the parents, in the description over there of this is some resources, some activities from the school district that they provided, Sioux Line Libraries. And if there's any assistance needs that you have as a family, there's some links to those: rental assistance, food assistance, and other things. So thank you guys for joining me and Nora. Nora, let's close with a couple jokes, shall we? You got any good jokes?
Yep. What's a football player's favorite restaurant?
What's a football player's favorite restaurant? What?
Pizza.
Pizza Hut. All right, you got any others?
What's a boxer's favorite drink?
A boxer's favorite drink? What?
Fruit punch.
Fruit punch. Fruit punch.
Ow!
All right. All right, you guys. Well, thank you. We'll see you later, okay? Say bye, Nora. All right, kiddos. Try to get outside this weekend. Bye-bye.